Farhat. Welcome to Conscious Heart Solutions. Tonight I have my wonderful guests, Michael and Christy. Welcome, Michael and Christy. Thank you for coming on the show. Michael and Christy are the... I'm sorry?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited for this. So we're going to be talking about everything CBD tonight, guys. They have a business named Dragonfly Wellness, and they're both the owners of this business. And I'm going to share a short bio of Michael, and then I'll turn it over to you, and you can give us a little bit more background on who you are and how you began your business, both of you. And I understand that you two came together, and Michael moved here from I forgot what state it was, but you guys have continued to manifest and move forward in building a business and a lovely relationship, and I'm always supportive of that. So let me go ahead and share your bio. Michael, in 2017, Michael started noticing, Michael and Christy are the founder and owners of Natural Dragonfly Wellness, which is a CBD company located in Jacksonville, Florida. In 2017, Michael started noticing friends and family benefiting from the use of CBD. He too was suffering from many health issues and decided to also give CBD a try. He experienced the amazing benefits, so then decided to start his own company, Natural Dragonfly CBD. Michael researched and sampled many different CBD oils until he found the one that he felt was best through sampling them himself, as well as comparing lab tests. The year 2021, Michael moved to Jacksonville, Florida after meeting his beloved Christie Edinger, where they both decided to start a CBD business in April of 2021. Natural Dragonfly Wellness continues their mission through helping educate people on cannabis benefits and to offer the best CBD on the market. It's important that they continue to create a successful CBD business that offers great benefits to their customers. It is their passion, and they strive every day to be better and help more people. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there, but I'm sure everybody heard me clearly enough. Welcome, Michael and Christy.
Thank you so much for having us.
Very exciting. So the phone's starting to go off. So can you share with us? So we'll start with a little background information of you two first, and then we can go more into CBD, the many different ways of using it, how it benefits, the medicinal purposes, and so forth. So please Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Michael Cordeiro, and this is Christie Edinger. So back in 2000, it really started in 2016. A friend of mine were talking about medical cannabis. Medical cannabis had just become legal in Massachusetts. And that's where I'm from, a city called Fall River, which is about 45 minutes south of Boston. So I like the idea of what he was talking about. And so I started noticing, then he mentioned CBD, aside from just regular cannabis. And I noticed people, friends and some family trying it and telling me that it was working for them. So my friend that I was speak to about it, he told me, because I suffered with migraine and vertigo very bad every single day. And he said, hey, Mike, you might want to give it a try and help the migraines. And so I did. So I did a little bit of research. As I was doing research on learning the cannabis business, I started running into information about the medical side of it and CBD and how CBD was federally legal, and they were in the process of passing the Farm Bill. So doing a little bit of research and learning that you got to consistently take it, I did. So I didn't notice huge changes right away. However, 6 weeks later, I noticed a huge difference. I noticed my migraines getting a lot better. I noticed my sleep getting better. I used to have a lot of aches and pains and a lot of trouble sleeping. That was getting better. And the biggest thing of all was my attention span, my focus. It was horrible. I dropped out of high school. It was I always had jobs like delivering pizza and it was very tough for me to focus. And that 6th week, I was on my game till this day. There was a little bit of a time where I stopped taking CBD for a little while. And again, noticed a gigantic difference, and then a gigantic difference when I started taking it again. So I decided, hey, this is working for people. I know it worked for me. And one thing I figured out my passion. It took me a very long time, but I figured out my passion was to help people. When I managed Papa John's Pizza. I was with the company for 11 years. I managed for 4 years. I knew what made me happy. And that was when we gave a child a free pizza for getting an A on his report card, or we gave a free pizza to a family, or we did a fundraiser. That brought me joy. Going out and doing festivals and events and selling slices of pizza. And that all brought me joy. So I said, I have a product that helps. It's amazing. So let me start a business. It took me a year. So at this point, it's about 2016. It took me a year in researching and looking and trying different CBDs until I found this one company out of Colorado. And so I ended up getting a business partner, and we started our venture. And I was lucky enough to have a friend of mine that was in the dispensary business in Massachusetts. So immediately he started buying tons of bottles of CBD from me. So it helped really move the business right from the start. So it took, so we started the business, and I would say 2019 or so, me and my business partner, we went our separate ways. We're still friends. We still talk here and there. So it had nothing to do with that. He just wanted to do something else. So I actually let off the business for a little while. I took about a year off trying to figure out what I really wanted to do again. If I wanted to continue the business, if I wanted to restart it, didn't really know what I wanted to do. So a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go on a road trip to Jacksonville, Florida, and I wasn't doing anything. So I said, sure. So we went to Jacksonville, and we didn't even have a hotel set up yet until we actually drove into Jacksonville. And my friend started Googling hotels, and we were on Atlantic Boulevard, and she found a hotel called One Ocean. So that's where we stayed. We went out that night, and that's where I met Christie. And coincidentally, Christie worked at the hotel. She was a server / bartender at the hotel at One Ocean. And long story short, we kept in touch, and we would visit each other. I would come to see her in Jacksonville. She would come to see me in Fall River. And I came to visit her in Jacksonville 10 months ago, and I never left.
Well, I love to hear that. I love to hear stories of people falling in love and coming together and doing, creating businesses and lives together. That's lovely. So, okay.
Yeah. So,
good for you, Christie.
Thank you.
It's really good for me.
Yeah, for both of you. You guys complement each other well. I mean, just a quick short, I met these two at a spiritual festival and bought some CBD from you, and it kicked my butt. I have to tell you, I can only take a little bit because I don't have a high tolerance for it, but I do know the benefits of it for sure. And it's good stuff. At least what I bought. I mean, yeah.
So I'll elaborate on that. So we do have CBD. We also have, I was going to get into that, but we also have Delta 8 products and THCO products. So we'll indulge in that in a little while.
Sure.
So, I thought I was losing my passion for cannabis. My mom got sick. She got cancer. Unfortunately, she ended up passing. And she was taking medical cannabis, and it was helping her. Unfortunately, she decided to stop taking it, and it was her decision. And she passed. And I didn't know if I wanted to help people anymore. It was a very difficult experience that I went through, because I also worked with a lot of patients that were getting medical cannabis, and I was going to their homes and helping them and seeing these people not taking 30 medications a day anymore. And so, so I didn't know if I wanted to do it anymore. I thought I lost my passion. Well, when Chrissy and I met and we got together and I finally moved here, I realized I did not lose the passion. I don't know what it was, maybe the situation with my mom. I'm not really sure, but Chrissy, put that fire back in me and realized that it's still my passion. And, all that time I was still helping people here, and I was still selling CBD here and there. It wasn't anything big, but I never really stopped. But she definitely motivated me to really get back into it full force. So I said, hey, let's do it together, and she thought about it and she decided to do it. So was it 2020?
21.
2000 April. April of 2021, we officially became a business here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Very
And
nice.
just started going full force.
Good
So I told Chris, I said, hey, listen, it's going to be rough. It takes anywhere from 1 to 3 years to establish a business. We're going to be new. We're changing the name. It used to be Natural Dragonfly CBD. So we were all over Google. If you typed in, CBD, now it's going to be Natural Dragonfly Wellness. It's going to take us a while to get back to the top of Google. I said, but go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, so I know that, I have other close friends of mine that are also in the CBD business, and I've shared with you guys that I sell salves. I'm nowhere near to, involved in it the way you two are, but I do know that it's difficult to get the banks to do business with you if you have the word CBD in your
Very
business name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that why you decided to change it? Is that
That's exactly why, because every time we would, post an ad on Google or Facebook, we'd get shut down.
It's hard to advertise.
Very, very difficult. And so I said, let's change the name. It'll be a lot easier. But I said, don't worry. I said, because as soon as we get the product in, I'm going to hit stores and we're going to be fine. You'll be able to quit your job. Everything will be great. Well, I started hitting stores I couldn't sell. And that's when I was introduced to Delta 8 and THCO. So
all the store owners were asking for Delta 8. They're like, oh no, nobody's buying CBD anymore. They want Delta 8, especially like convenience stores.
Yeah.
So
well, I know that's going out now. Delta 8. Now they've come up with, I forgot what this new there's a new arrival on the scene. I can't remember what is it.
We'll talk about that.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
So now, don't get me wrong. When I was saying I couldn't sell CBD or nobody was buying it, I don't mean nobody. I mean convenience stores and vape
I get
shops.
it. Yeah.
Plenty of people. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's plenty of people buying CBD. However, nobody was going on our website. So I started researching Delta 8 and THCO. So the Farm Bill being passed in 2018 allowed hemp to be completely legal, as long as it's under 0.3% THC. Well, the cannabis community found compounds in the hemp plant that are psychoactive, that get you that psychoactive high, like the compound THC from the cannabis plant. So it's completely legal. Now, states and some towns are banning the sale of Delta 8. You can't promote it. It's a whole thing, just like medical cannabis was in the beginning, and legalization in certain states, and CBD. It's the exact same thing. However, Florida, it's completely legal. The thing is now the more compounds you have from the plant, the more benefits you're going to get. We have an endocannabinoid system with CB1 and CB2 receptors. So our receptors need these compounds. And so by introducing something like Delta 8 and THCO, and now there's compliant Delta 9, there's Delta 10, there's HHC, and who knows how many other psychoactive compounds are finding in the hemp plant. Well, people are finding even more benefits now. And with a lot of the Delta 8 products, it's less potent than THC. So a lot of people that don't want to try CBD for medical use because they're afraid of the psychoactiveness being so high, they tend to they tend to be, they're able to handle Delta 8 a little bit better in most cases. Now, there are some Delta 8 products that are extremely potent, just like any THC product out there. So the benefits are amazing. One, in Florida, it's only medically legal. So by this being legal is huge because, like I said, the more compounds, the more benefits. And 80% of our business is Delta 8 and THCO. And most of the people we sell to all start with, hey, you know, I have some pain, or I have anxiety and,
Can't
sleeping problems. And they try the Delta 8 and the THCO and they love it. You're getting the same benefits as, you're getting other compounds like CBD and CBN and CBA and stuff like that. So you're getting all the benefits plus more. If you don't want the psychoactive high, that's when you get the full spectrum. So you're not going to get that full spectrum CBD. You're not going to get that psychoactive high, but you get a lot of the benefits. So learning about that really saved us, to be honest.
So what is it? So full spectrum means what? What is full spectrum?
So full spectrum is the extraction from the hemp plant, but it can have up to 0.3% THC. That's full spectrum.
Because I'm sure the people that are listening are probably going to want to know what, the people hear CBD, but there's so much behind that. Yeah.
Correct. And yeah. So with it being legal, it has to be under that 0.3%. So full spectrum is going to have up to 0.3%. There's broad spectrum CBD, which you're going to have 0%. They completely extract the THC from it. So that's the two differences. You won't get the psychoactive high from either one of them. But one can have up to 0.3%. The other, they completely extract.
And I know also that people sometimes have concern about having to take drug tests and this, showing up in their testing, concerned losing their job and so forth. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely. So one, I think it's completely ridiculous that they're even still drug testing for it. Right. You have the military telling servicemen and women that they can't use CBD, that they're going to drug test them for specifically CBD, not THC. They also test for THC, but so that I want to get that out of the way. I think it's completely ridiculous. So there's two things I tell people. One, I say either talk to your employer and say, hey, listen, I take CBD. There could be a chance of it popping up. I just want to let you know. Some employers are going to be fine with it. The other thing we tell people is if you think you're going to lose your job, don't take the chance because you never know. So what happens is any amount of THC could build in your fat cells and eventually you could test positive for a drug test. So even if it has the slightest amount of THC, 0.003%, there's a possibility that it could pop up on a drug test. So I always tell people
to see me at the Ionic Detox and get cleared out. I've had people come to me and do detoxes and they come up clean. So
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now broad spectrum apparently has no THC and you would be able to pass drug test. However, we don't have a broad spectrum oil. We do have we're getting broad spectrum CBD gummies and we will get a broad spectrum oil. However, one of the things that we're going to be doing in the future is we're going to be doing our own studies and our own tests. This is going to be hopefully in the near future. And one of the things we're going to do is find that out. Are people passing drug tests or not? Because the information is all over the board.
Well, I think that's great, Michael, not to interrupt you, just to be able to respond for a minute, because doing your own testing is always smart. You don't know what you're getting from these different companies and why things end up being positive from one and negative from another. I'm being facetious, but that does happen for sure. So I think that's great if you're able to do that. I know testing, it can be costly.
Very expensive. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the lab results for the product, we make sure we do that. When I talk about doing more tests and studies, I'm talking about with the actual people and taking drug tests and, having certain people taking broad spectrum, having certain people take full spectrum. I want to know and drug testing them basically. I want to know for myself. I want to see it myself. Because like I said, information is everywhere. You'll have companies say broad spectrum, you'll pass. no problem. But if it comes to someone's job, it's unfortunately like maybe you don't want to take the risk, you know? If it was
Sure.
up to me, I wouldn't work at a job if I tested positive for THC, I would get fired. I would work for them. But that's just me personally. Or if I
I
was working,
absolutely agree with you. You know, we're grown adults, so I'm going to just share for a minute if that's okay.
absolutely.
We are grown adults. We're capable of governing ourselves and thinking for ourselves and making choices, especially when it comes to our health and our wellness. And I think what you two are doing is absolutely, I commend you. I think more people need to speak up and step forward and, take that challenge on of creating CBD business that's helpful, where it's not, turning into this big corporate thing. Because I mean, look what happened with medical marijuana. I mean, the minute they decided that they were going to even remotely allow it to be legal, it became medical marijuana first, and then it moved into because they've got to keep their hands in it, then regulate and keep, certain laws passed because they want, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know this. And I don't know if you do or don't, and do your own research. I always encourage people, don't listen to me. You can hear what I say, but I'm not, the end all be all. But, we're helping each other and we're sharing information. And I do these shows to share information, to bring guests on like Michael and Chrissy on this topic and many others. But drugs is our biggest support. That's how our economy continues to go, is, function is through street drugs. I don't know if y'all know that, but
Absolutely.
yeah. So, they're not, when I say they, I'm talking about, you know, whoever they are, but there is a they, right? That
There it is.
decides what they will allow, what they want to allow, and they monopolize and manipulate and so forth. So I think it's great that you decided to come back, Michael. If you have the knack for it and you're educated to be able to educate your customers on the benefits, which I'm hoping you'll elaborate more on in a few minutes. I'm sorry that you lost your mother. My deepest sympathy and condolences to you. That's
Thank
a
you.
tough thing. Yeah. I lost both my parents, so it was a long time ago. Well, my father had cancer of the pancreas, and this was in 2005. So before, cannabis became a thing. Of course, there are people that have been using it, for a long time behind the scenes, but it wasn't readily available the way it is now and open, but people have to be careful too going to these gas stations buying CBD. I know that there are some of these companies that are cutting it with different oils and so forth. So you definitely want to, either connect with Michael and Christy, and at the end of the show, we'll definitely be sharing their information. Be careful. I'm not saying this to create fear in any way. That is not how I operate. But you got to be mindful and smart about what you're buying, where you're buying it from, and who your source is. It's just that simple. That goes with anything in life. So go ahead, Michael. Yeah.
That is true. So I don't remember where I was at.
Well, I know I tend to do that sometimes. That's why this show is the platform is an open discussion, because I have a lot to say sometimes too. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, you were talking about having the testing done and pay, the cost of having testing and
Okay, we were talking about
yeah.
the drug test. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is, unfortunately, now we have to tell people, if you think you're going to lose your job and you don't want to lose your job, don't take the chance.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. And people should be able to decide for
unfortunately, that's
themselves
the best
whether
that
they
we can
want to.
do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Please.
That's
What was that?
Unfortunately, that's the best that we can do right now. Because like I said, the information's just everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I went on a little bit of a tangent. I'm a little passionate when it comes to having the right to do what we will to our body, for our body, for our own health and wellness. And I'm surely not encouraging anybody to do, to abuse or anything. But you know, I know for sure that CBD has done great things even for me when I was taking the drug. I'm gonna start taking them again, but I used to take drops every day, and I have ADHD, and I was diagnosed bipolar, and I don't take any medication, and I don't consider myself either one of those things. I think the medical field is completely lost their I have no faith in the medical field at all anymore. And that goes with a lot of things. So I will say that I know other people that use cannabis, CBD for medical issues. So can we talk to speak to that a little bit, Michael, about some of the benefits, the different ways of using, be it through creams or oil, orally or smoking, like all the different, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, over the years of just learning, there's so much information. There's so much that we don't know about cannabis. There's compounds we still don't know about, so there's still so much that nobody knows about, and through my experience, the things that I've learned, I see companies saying, hey, you want to promote for certain for specific things, right? Like companies want to promote, hey, if you have anxiety, try CBD. If you have pain, specific things, right? Which is a great marketing strategy. And some companies have certain things for anxiety. They'll have a CBD for anxiety. They'll have a CBD for pain. Through my experience, the way our endocannabinoid system works and CB1 and CB2 receptors, everybody's different. Now, there's studies out there that show certain compounds help with certain things. Absolutely. Like I believe it's the compound CBN or CBA, that they've seen that helps more with anxiety. The compound THC and Delta 8 and THCO, the psychoactive compounds, they notice that it helps more for pain. So there's so many different compounds out there that they have done studies with to show what area is going to help more. However, it's still tough to tell because the way it works with our body, what I tell people is just get the most cannabinoids you can. If you can do a full spectrum CBD, you can do some type of THC product, you could do some type of Delta 8 product, do as much as you can. Because one, it's not going to hurt. We need cannabinoids on our body,
Sure.
Yeah, we're supposed to take vitamins, right? We're supposed to take nutrients. We could have a vitamin deficiency, vitamin A deficient, vitamin D deficiency. It's the same thing with cannabinoids. Unfortunately, they don't teach it in medical school. And I hope one day they do start teaching it. However, we can have a cannabinoid deficiency. And through my experience working with people that were taking 10, 20, 30 medication. At one point, I was prescribed, I believe it was up to 12 medications. What we've noticed was when they started with medical cannabis, they weren't taking those medications anymore, but they felt 100 times better. So what we thought was the only thing we could come up with is that they simply had a cannabinoid deficiency, where if they could test for
I
that.
never thought of that. I never thought of that.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
If they could have tested for that, maybe they could have saw that and just gave somebody full spectrum CBD. They would have been fine, and that's not in all cases, I'm just speaking through my experience, and that's what I've noticed. The more compounds, the better.
So like, melatonin, serotonin, we have these cannabinoids, like you said, that when we're taking medications, when we're eating GMO foods, when we're drinking dead water, when we're constantly surrounded by electronics and Wi-Fi and all these things that bombard our biofield, yes, we will have difficulty in producing these natural cannabinoids, melatonin, serotonin, all those things are important for sure. But I never thought I was on medications and I just laid in my bed and said, I'm not taking this stuff no more. And I detox myself off everything. I just let my body go through what it went through, and that was it. I was not taking another one of their medications, and it's been a long time, many years, but I just in the past couple years have been introduced to CBD, and I take it, I use a cream, so I put it in on my skin every day, so I am able to get it into myself or into my body that way. And I know that our skin is our biggest organ, so it's one of the best ways to use it to for our benefit. Also, taking drops is important. That helps. I mean, we're talking about kids with seizures, people with epilepsy, people that have, had cancer, that are in a lot of pain. So go ahead, share
Yeah,
some more about, yeah.
Yeah, so when you're taking full spectrum CBD, that's helping your body heal itself. It's filling those receptors. It's attaching to those receptors. It's helping your body's immune system get stronger, which your body's immune system fights off a ton of different things. There's a huge list out there, a huge list there. So just in general, taking full spectrum is going to help with a lot of different things. Like, you can just take full spectrum and it could help your pain, it could help your anxiety, it could help you sleep better, it can help your skin. There's studies out there that, don't quote me on it, I don't have the study right in front of me, but it was a 20-year study done, and they showed that by taking full spectrum cannabinoids every single day could potentially prevent, lung disease and heart disease and liver failure and kidney disease and all this stuff. I mean, it's amazing. And it's just simply from taking these cannabinoids and feeding your body with them and having your body work itself. Now, there are other CBD products, like there's CBD bath bombs, the CBD pain cream, the CBD moisturizers. I can go on and on. I think a lot of that is maybe even preference, and sometimes certain things work better for other people. Unfortunately, there's just no exact dosing structure or what type of product works best for what. In my experience, for instance, about 8 weeks ago, I broke my back. I have a compressed vertebrae and a slipped disc.
Oh,
And
my.
yeah, so I take our CBD products, and I had to take, what I noticed was the normal amount I was taking, I was in excruciating pain. So I had to double my dose of full spectrum. I also used the pain cream, and then I also started taking a little of the Delta 8, and my pain's completely gone. The first week I broke my back, we were at a festival, and I was there on my feet for 10 hours.
My God, how did you break your back, Michael? That's pretty okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't have asked that, but
No. A friend of mine, we were messing. He came and visited me. We were messing around, and I forget that I'm 39, and he's a really big and heavy person, and I picked him up, joking around, and broke my back.
so you went to the doc, for sure it's broke.
Oh yeah, I got an MRI.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
After 7 days of not being able to sleep, literally. I mean, I was sleeping a few hours a day, but I'd have to get up 3 hours later, take some more CBD. I said, there's got to be something wrong, because every time I wake up, like, I'm still in excruciating pain. So that's when I went to the emergency room. They did an MRI, and I have a compressed vertebrae and a slip disc. Yeah. So, I'm fortunate to have everything here. I have the products here, so I'm able to switch around. I use our bath bombs twice a week, and it's amazing. I have horrible skin. I always did. And my skin has been pretty much, it's been pretty regulated for the most part. I was able to use the pain cream. I was able to take some of the Delta 8 gummies when I needed to. And so I was very fortunate. So unfortunately, I think people sometimes just have to try different things. I always tell people, don't give up. I promise you, because, it doesn't work for everyone. I want to make that very clear. It's not a miracle drug. There, I can't sit here and say that it cures anything. However, through my experience, since I started this venture and learning about cannabis in 2015, and then starting the company in 2017, through my experience, sometimes it takes a little bit and it doesn't work for everybody, but about 75% of people, they say it works wonderful. So I tell people, take it every day. If you don't see it helping, just continue taking it, because eventually it's going to help for something. Because, you know, whether it's blood pressure, or whether, you know, inflammation, you know, sleep, you know, we can go on and on.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
When I met
Anxiety
Christi,
is a big thing. A lot of people suffer from anxiety. I mean, even in the middle of the night, sometimes when I'm laying down, I'll just get anxiety. Of course, you know, I mean, I experience some other things. I mean, I astral travel and I can feel when energy is around me. I feel entities. I feel, you know, different things. So I know that, especially in the middle of the night, if I'm having if I get this overwhelming feeling of anxiety, well, breathing techniques help a lot. I don't use CBD for that because I have to be careful. I'm super sensitive. So I do ionic detoxes. You guys know that. I shared that with you. And so I've done a lot of cleaning my body out. I don't take anything that's not natural and holistic. So I'm super sensitive, and I've never had a big tolerance for marijuana anyways. Like when I was younger, when, you know, back in the days when sex, drugs, and rock and roll was a thing, like I just didn't use marijuana. I've ventured in other things, but not necessarily marijuana. I've never had a great tolerance for it. But I will say that CBD cream is my thing. I mean, I've had shared with other people some of the salves that I have, and everybody says how good, you know, how much better they feel after using it and stuff. So yeah, so I do know that they work. And you guys had such a variety of different products when I met you. And do you want to share with the
sure,
guests?
yeah. So I'll finish real quick with Christi. When I first met Christi,
Okay.
she was waking up every night with anxiety attacks and would wake me up. And I said, hey, you know, when I first met, I said, you got to try CBD. And so she did. And her anxiety attacks went from about 4 or 5 days a week to about 2-3 days a week. We ended up getting the CBD gummies, and she now takes a CBD gummy at night and doesn't wake up with anxiety attacks at all. So back to what I was saying, how everybody's different. When she was taking just the full spectrum CBD tincture,
Yeah.
she was still waking up a couple days a week with anxiety attacks. When she switched and started taking the gummies at night, it helped her completely, you know?
Yeah, life-changing for me.
Yeah.
Super life-changing.
So we have 1,000
Good,
milligrams.
Christy. I'm glad to hear that. That's yeah, that's awesome. Go ahead. I'm listening. I just know what it feels like, feeling that kind of anxiousness, anxiety. It's not a fun experience. So
Wow, I get a peaceful sleep through the night now. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, it's life-changing.
yeah.
I get to sleep all night, you know? So yeah, we have the 1,000 milligram full spectrum CBD tincture. It's oil that you take orally. We always recommend people take it twice a day. And half a dropper of our CBD oil, 1,000 milligram, 1 ounce bottle is 33. It's about 33 milligrams. So about a total of, you know, 65 to 70 milligrams a day. That's what we recommend. We also have the CBD gummies. We have CBD pain cream. We have CBD bath bombs.
Hemp bath bombs.
We also have hemp. We also carry, so we started carrying hemp bombs and making hemp sugar scrubs so we could try to promote it, because it's easier to promote hemp. And we're having a difficult time with that too. That's another story. So that's what we have right now for CBD products. For Delta 8 products, we have the Delta 8 gummies, 50 milligrams. They're very potent. We tell people to cut them in 3. But the people that are calling us personally and telling us that it's working, especially the people that we meet at these festivals.
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing. You know, like we're talking to these people and I can see the pain in their eyes. And I've seen this many times, hundreds of times over. And you see the pain in their eye, and then I can hear their voice on the phone when they call me and they feel that relief. And I couldn't get a better feeling, you know? So we have the Delta 8 gummies, we have vape cartridges and disposables. Those are actually a 50-50 blend of Delta 8 and THCO. Those are also pretty potent. You got a little bit more control with them. But they're amazing products. They're clean,
Well,
they're pure.
I can speak to your the gummies. I think I got the watermelon. I think they were watermelon. So I had bought. So I met Chrissy and Michael at the Spirit Fest here in Jacksonville, and you guys were a lot of fun talking to you. And I'm very happy that you came on the show. Thank you.
We're
But
happy
you
to.
yeah, it was a delight talking with you, and I wanted to show support, so I bought some, and I will tell you, I cut it in 4 and I took a quarter, and I could not, I was done. But
That's
I
the
have a
Delta 8
friend
gummies
that I
that you
work
got.
with.
That's the Delta
I'm
8
sorry?
gummies. That's the Delta 8 gummies that you got.
Oh, okay, yeah. My friend, a lady, my hairdresser who does my hair, she works in the salon where I rent, where my office is, where I do the ionic detoxes, and she's had cancer for quite some time and has been being treated with chemo and so forth. So I always bring little, gifts for her, and she'll take, go home and, get completely lit on me and like come and tell me the story. She's hilarious, Jamie. God bless her heart. But
That's awesome.
I gave her I gave her the rest of what I had of yours, and I seen her today, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it because I had clients. I wanted to ask her if it, if it helped her, or, and give her y'all's information for, where she can continue
Yeah,
to get it
absolutely.
if she needs it. Yeah. I think what y'all are doing is great, Michael. I really do. And you had a beautiful setup, your table, everything, guys. If you're looking for good quality, high quality CBD products, and the Delta 8, I can tell you from my own experience, it's the real deal. Yeah,
Thank
or
you.
at least what I bought. Yes. And you guys are a delight. You seem so kind, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on. More people, it's starting to, I noticed just from my own. So I've shared with y'all that I do ionic detoxes, and I also have what I call soulful salves. Salves means healing ointment. So I use that because we can't use the word healing in our products, because
Yeah.
then they want to but I a lot of people come to me that have neuropathy and pain in their legs, or they have had back surgeries and so forth. The place where I work at, the salon, a lot of my clients that I get come out of the salon that have been going there for a long time, and I've been able to help a lot of people with the CBD pain cream. So I would be interested to get my hands on some of the ones that you guys offer, and see if maybe
Absolutely.
some of the people would enjoy it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or it'd be helpful. I mean, I think there's plenty to go around for everybody. I'm not in competition with anybody. I want everybody to succeed. And my
We're all on
thing
the
is,
same team.
yeah.
There's plenty of meat on the bone. I say that to, we meet other people that own CBD oil companies at these festivals and events that we do. And one of the first thing I tell them, because a lot of people can't, I think immediately some people can feel like, oh, that's my competitor. So one of the first things I do is introduce myself and tell them, hey, listen, we're all on the same team. I want to make that very clear. There's a saying that a friend told me a long time ago for a venture that we were doing at that time. There's plenty of meat on the bone,
That's
so
right. That's
CBD
right.
companies, I don't think we should be, I don't think we should compete with each other. I think we should help each other. And I
Right.
think we should help each other, help everyone else,
Yeah, we want everybody on CBD. We want to educate people about CBD, and that's just what we
I
and
feel
other
that from
companies
y'all.
should
And
do.
I mean, I could tell that when I met you. And, my main business is doing ionic detoxes. I do the CBD kind of on the side, just a little extra something to help people that come in, because I've been able to get people like from doing ionic detoxes, after getting them cleaned out enough, they don't have neuropathy anymore. So I get, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are more than welcome to come and try it out, but
Oh,
I will tell you,
will. We
yeah,
will.
yeah, you can't do it just one time. You have to do it. It's a process. It's like going to the gym. But once you start, like I did 4 and I quit smoking after 40 years.
Wow.
So 40 years. I used to go to bed just smoking, wake up to cigarette in my coffee, and 40 years since I was 12 years old. I'm 53. So I've been
Wow.
smoking a long time. And it's so nice. It'll be a year next month in March that I quit. And I will never go back to smoking
Wow.
cigarettes again. So I do smoke CBD occasionally. I'll buy the pre-rolls and maybe take a couple puffs, put it out. You know, one pre-roll will last me a week. I just don't smoke like that. But
Yeah.
I do enjoy a little bit of the or whatever. What is it called? The word where it
Psychoactive.
makes, yeah, psychoactive benefits sometimes. But I'm not, you know, I don't like feeling so high that I'm like,
Yeah.
you know.
So it's the same thing with Christy and I. I mean, I used to smoke regular, cannabis for many, many years, and I smoked plenty of it. And, I think what happens a lot, and I hear this a lot, is when you stop and then you smoke again, it kind of hits you differently, So I started getting that little bit of that paranoia. My focus was getting worse. So I stopped. I didn't smoke cannabis for a very long time. And even when I started the CBD company, I wasn't smoking cannabis. And when we discovered the Delta 8, so we also have Delta 8 flower. And it's less, this flower that we have, it's less potent than your THC flower, but we love it because it gives you more of a body high. You can still focus. You don't get munchies
You
when
can still function.
you can still function. When it wears off, you don't get tired. One of the biggest things with me when I was smoking cannabis, when I was using THC, is that when it wore off, I would just pass out. I would just fall asleep. I didn't want to do anything. It's completely different with this. And that's why I love it. I think a lot of other people love it. We are introducing THCO flower, which is supposedly a lot more potent than the Delta 8. So we have that low potency. We have the high, we have the high potency, so I love the Delta 8 flower because of that. It's
You
a
don't
lot
get
less,
paranoid from it.
it's a lot less potent. Yeah. And the benefits are amazing,
Well, I want to try some of your flour, whatever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll bring you some now. We'll bring you some.
We'll have to get, I mean, I'll buy it. I don't mind. I mean,
Yeah.
but I would need to, well, maybe you guys could come up sometime and we can get together and
We will. We will.
yeah, I would love that. So we've not even been going an hour. We've covered a lot. I don't know if you guys just, I mean, do you have more you want to talk about or?
I mean, one quick thing, like we'll run down all the product. We have.
Okay, why
we
don't you,
spoke about-
yes, sure.
We have the full spectrum tincture CBD. We have the bath bombs. We have the pain cream. We also have capsules. I left that out.
Gummies.
We have CBD gummies. And for Delta 8, we have the Delta 8 gummies. For the Delta 8 THCO 50/50 blend, we have the vape cartridges. We have the disposable cartridges. And we also have the flower. We're expanding our product. So one of our goals, our biggest goal, one, is we want to grow this business to where we can bring a ton of jobs to Jacksonville. We want to put a lot of people to work in Jacksonville, right? We want to either, buy property or partner with a farm. We want to do our own growing, grow our own hemp, have our own certified facilities. This is a huge goal. It took us a year to partner with the company. They have certified facility. They grow their own hemp. We're basically second in line, and that's why we're able to give it a great price too. Because I mean, the price that we get is amazing. We're getting it directly from the source, and we're partnered with them. Same thing with Delta 8 products with a company out of Oregon. It took us 6 months to find this company because the first 7 companies that showed clean and good lab tests weren't. They had metals,
When we tested it.
when we tested them. Some of them had pesticides, some of them, there was no percentages of compounds even. So who knows what it was?
Wow,
This company,
wow.
this
Yeah.
company's clean, no metals, no pesticides, high percentages of compounds. And it's just amazing. So we want to expand in that sense. So we want our own facilities so we can do our own studies and we can see everything. We want to create a lot of jobs, and we're going to expand our product. We're going to have a beauty line. We're going to have, our goal is to have our own chemists so we can see if we can formulate certain tinctures to work better for certain things, like maybe have a certain formula that's a sleep aid, a certain formula for depression. These are things that we're going to work on very hard in the near future.
Good job. That's awesome, Michael. I totally support you guys.
Thank you.
I see you, just stay true to your mission and what it is that and everything will fall into place. I really believe that.
And if
when our heart's in the right place and we're putting our best foot forward and we truly, genuinely, authentically want to see people heal or at least feel better, things come together.
100%.
Yes.
And I want to just talk about real quick how I came up with the name. I think this is very important.
Sure.
Real quick. So back then when I was thinking about starting the company, I had a friend of mine that went to a fundraiser, and he won a jewelry box, and he showed it to me. He goes, "Mike, take a look at this." And it was the most beautiful dragonfly. It was the most beautiful colors. And I was like, whoa, this thing is beautiful. I want it as my logo. And so I looked up the definition of dragonfly, and I'm gonna just make sure that I had it right. I'm gonna read it out. In almost every part of the world, the dragonfly symbolizes change, transformation, adaptability, and self-realization. The change that is often referred to as its source in mental and emotional maturity and understanding the deeper meaning of life. The dragonfly moves with elegance and grace. I immediately said, I'm calling my company Dragonfly. And that's how we got
I think that's a perfect, and I am aware of what you just read. And that's a whole nother, but I won't go there. And I was going to bring up to you about your name being Dragonfly. So you said it in, perfect timing, because I was going to ask you. I think that's very fitting, especially with what your mission is and what you're wanting to do. So good for you. I mean, nothing's by coincidence. You saw it and it hit you and then it inspired you and you said, this is it. And that's usually how it goes. The universe will bring us information and we have to be willing to be open and paying attention. So when you intuitively know this is it, you just know it.
And I want to make it very clear, Christy works very hard. She works very, very hard. The amount of work that has to be done to do what we want to do and to do what we do and have the products that we have and go out there and promote and go to these festivals and put out, she does it all. She's the one that did the website. She does the designing and the ordering. I mean, sometimes, I'm looking at her and I'm just like, oh man, I can't believe it.
I'm a workhorse.
She's amazing. She really is. She learned, I feel like I've been working with her for years. She's so knowledgeable, a lot more knowledgeable than in the beginning, very quickly. She learns very fast. I mean,
it sounds like y'all were meant to come together and do this. This is,
100%, 100%.
Divine intervention. Somebody put us together for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's your higher selves. I mean, you guys might find, so we'll take a little sidestep for a second. Y'all could find out that you're divine counterparts and that you have other lifetimes together and you're here to, learn the rest of your lessons in this lifetime. That's a whole nother show, I mean, I'll just say, I don't believe I know a lot of things about a few things. And what the whole planet is going through right now, we're going through an ascension and an awakening, and people are coming together that are meant to be together, right? Because we have missions to do. We have work. We think it's come on to my show and let's do a show, but it's much bigger than us.
Absolutely.
If we could just stay humble and be kind and respectful to each other and, and know that our hearts are in the right place, everything comes together. It's just the way it happens. Yeah. So And I knew Chrissy was my kind of girl when she was in front of the Coke machine, and she's like, "Oh, this lady came and said, what was it you said to me?" And I kind of I laughed about it because
I remember.
it was something.
The
She was
lady
at the,
and I asked her if there was a soda machine, and she said, no, but we do have a machine that has, like, I can't even remember what she said.
yeah, it was something along right. So well, I don't think that it was a joke. No, these are the kind of people that are walking around that are basically being they're ran from the matrix. They're not thinking for themselves. They're, you know,
Yeah.
they're not connected to their hearts. I mean, I don't know. I didn't meet the lady. I'm just saying some people are just, there's a lot going on this planet, Michael. Trust me, there is.
Oh, I
And
believe it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
I asked for a soda machine, and then she said, no, but we have a vending machine that you put.
yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
pretty
it's
much
just
what
the
I asked.
programming, right? It's
Yeah.
the programming, and sometimes people are just, but
Yeah.
anyways, I thought that was funny, and I didn't, when you said that, because I run into people like that every day, but it's okay. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You guys are awesome.
Thank you. You are too.
yeah.
You are too.
I appreciate that.
I watch most of your videos too, and I liked every one of them I watched.
Yeah, I like to just keep it real and down to earth. I'm not looking to be anything special. I think it's important to get people like yourselves that are doing amazing things on this planet. I thank you. I see you, and I appreciate you, and I want you to know that.
Thank you.
It's the people on doing the that are doing the groundwork that are getting things done, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. It's like, okay, why is the trash man not as important as the doctor? Like, why is his job less valuable than the doctor? He takes
Right.
your trash away every day, people. Be thankful. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, just like what y'all are doing is so important and vital to show another way, to give people another option for their health and their wellness and for pain and many other things. And you're absolutely right. I don't know a lot about CBD, but I know enough to say I know that cannabinoids are very important for us to be producing in our body, and if we are more balanced and grounded when we're operating from that level of being being in harmony, a homeostasis state where we're more grounded, and it's like putting Mother Earth in your mouth or
Yeah.
smoking. You know what I mean? It's like you're connected. And there are spiritual, I mean, the Indians, what do you think a peace pipe is? I mean,
Yeah.
these things have been around for a long time. This isn't anything new. But it's being presented in a different way. And, unfortunately, the status quo would say, oh, it's bad for you and you'll become addicted and it's a gateway drug and on and on and on. And there's so much other things that, I mean, people, I don't know. I'm so happy that I've watched a lot of people get benefits from using just the creams.
I've helped addicts, so it's the gateway thing. I mean, I don't know. I think that's really debatable. I think alcohol is a gateway drug personally.
Oh, I agree. I would agree with that 100%.
And through plenty of studies, there's been plenty of studies.
Yeah.
I personally have met people and helped people that are addicts get better with cannabis. And I've had my own demons in the past, and I'm very, very thankful and grateful for cannabis.
Yeah, sure. I get it. I mean, I had my days of hanging out and doing some things. Again, it's been a long time, and there were many other things that influenced that or why I was doing what I was doing. But nevertheless, you grow up, you learn, and you make better choices. And yes, people are able to give up some of the, it's like I would much rather, and I'm not the, the judge, jury, and the convictor or whatever, right? People have a choice to do what they want with their bodies. But I would much rather see people smoking CBD or using CBD products rather than drinking. I mean, alcohol drops your frequency low, and especially when it's abused, and a lot of bad things happen. You don't see that with people smoking marijuana or doing whatever. You just, it's
If
just
I
a
can add to that
no-brainer.
quick, if I
Sure.
can add to that quick,
Yes.
there's been, every year, every single year, there's over 100,000 deaths caused by alcohol, caused by pharmaceutical drugs. I believe 2019 or 2020, over 3,000 children went to the emergency room because of ibuprofen. I want to let everybody know right now, 0 deaths from cannabis, 0
That's
deaths.
right. That's
Period.
right, Michael.
So just
Good
look at that.
job.
Just look at that.
Yes. I mean, I didn't know the statistics like what you're saying, but I run things through my heart center, and that sound accurate and absolutely good for you.
I tell
People
people,
need
do
to
your
know
own
that.
research. Do your
But-
own research. Don't take it from me. Do your own
That's
research.
right.
Just make sure it's credible. Don't read the first thing that pops up on Google. You're gonna have to do a little bit of work if you want the real facts.
Right.
So
that
don't
doesn't
take it from me.
anything.
Just do your own research and you'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime, and I've lost friends due to drugs. Alcohol has definitely
Same.
had a big influence in my life. Not necessarily, I never really drank. I liked other things, but years ago, again, I will make that clear. But I don't, I'm not. It is what it is. I learned, and I'm thankful. My life is nothing like it used to be. Like you. And we're here, we are examples of how people do transform, and life can change, and you can live a joy-filled life and do things that you're passionate about, and really connect with other people, and do the things that are happening now. I mean, I love to hear success stories like that. So good for you.
Thank
We're
you.
going to keep going, all of us. There's many more like us out there.
Absolutely.
We're doing amazing things now, and we are there's great things happening. My biggest thing is the kids and the children and the youngins, just steering them right and being examples for them, and uh making smart choices, continuing to make smart choices.
My son, he's 20. He's back in Massachusetts still. He's moving to California, and within the next month, I believe, to better his education and experience on medical cannabis and psychedelics.
Yeah.
He wants to go out there and get his license, and I mean, I don't know how all that works, so please don't quote me on anything, but that's what he's going to do.
Why not?
He basically started where I left off in Massachusetts, and he continues it. So, and he's making a huge step. He's going to California. He's going to work with these guys. They have a huge company. They own farms there. So it's pretty amazing. I was able to.
I've heard, I know people that have microdosed with mushrooms, and I've tried DMT myself. I did it once. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it again, because I did a lot of, things when I was younger. So I don't think there's, and I'm very fortunate that I'm not burned out and, lost a few of my brain cells here. But now everything is about my spiritual development and my health and my wellness. And I don't have a problem taking microdosing mushrooms if I knew how to do it properly for, I would do it. I mean,
I can help you with that. We'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah. So
Education wise, I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. I appreciate that. So guys, we'll just, we'll have you back on again. We'll have you back on. We'll wait a few months. We'll see if we can get some people. So share your website and where people can find you and how they can buy some of your products, or if they want to, how would they go about it? If, yeah.
Absolutely. Just go on naturaldragonflywellness.com. And that'll bring you to our website. We'll even give a promo code for 25% off. And then that's all you have to do is put in promo code CBD25, and you'll get 25% off.
Well, that's a heck of an offer. Very nice. Everybody that's listening, make sure you go to his.
We're having a hard time hearing you.
We lost audio.
Oh my.
I can hear you now. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I knew my sister just called in from Louisiana, but I thought I had mine off and I didn't. So that's what I was saying. Sometimes it will interrupt, even though I'm on the computer with you. Shouldn't have done that, but whatever. What was I going to say? So 25% off. Go to Christy and Michael's website and place your order, guys. Try their products out. Tell everybody. Share this out. Please go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Conscious Heart Solutions. And like this show and check out some of my other guests. You guys are awesome. We also have
a Facebook page and Instagram.
There you go. Yeah.
Natural Dragonfly Wellness. And we also have a YouTube channel that is very new, but it would help. The more people subscribe, the better it is to help us grow it and make it better.
Okay, share the name of the YouTube channel so people can go to it. I've already subscribed.
So the YouTube channel is Natural Dragonfly 1. Okay. And Instagram and Facebook is Natural Dragonfly Wellness.
Okay. Very good. You guys, Michael, Christy, thank you for coming on. I know it was it's only been an hour, but I don't like to push it. We've kind of said what we needed to say. And of course, there's plenty of opportunity. You guys are more than welcome to come back on in a couple months. We'll see how things go.
Absolutely.
See, where your business is at and how you've expanded. I would love to have you back on. Definitely want to connect. I want to get a few things from y'all. So, but we'll talk about that. Yeah. And go to their website, guys. Place your order, share it out, let everybody know about Dragonfly Wellness, and try their products out. I mean, I can tell you I've only tried the one, but I'll tell you, if you're looking for something to, give you a little kick in the butt, definitely get the
100% money back guarantee on all.
Yeah,
that's how confident we are.
Yeah, they are. It was a great product, and I'm hoping it helped my friend. When I find out, I'll let y'all know, give you some feedback, but I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and end with that, and we'll make sure. So what will happen is the show will be uploaded to YouTube, and I'll send it to you once we do that. We'll make sure all your contact information is in the comment section on YouTube, so people can contact you, and I hope that the guys are giving 25% off your first order, so take advantage of it. Yeah, very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michael. We'll go ahead and disconnect on here, and then I want to talk to you for a minute. Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right, Katie, if you could end the show. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you.